Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Jenny's Closet. Today I'm going to be talking about being black at dance school. And before we start, if it's your first time here, if it's your second time here, if it's your third time here, if it's your fourth time here, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button below. And a disclaimer, this subject is a bit political, so if the shoe fits, wear it. And I have been to a few dance schools, so this is all my experiences combined and other people's experiences, because I have spoken to other friends that have kind of had the same experiences. So by the way, I'm just going to say people of colour and Caucasian because I want to be politically correct, because I'm not trying to get sued out here. So, yeah, anyways. So when I was in school, college and whatever, I was kind of always surrounded by other people of colour. So going to dance school was different because there wasn't that many people of colour and I was always the minority. So when it comes to that, there's isolation. So you're isolated because this is new. And so it was kind of like isolating. Also, when you are a minority, there's always going to be people being ignorant, saying racist things, as like people insulting you and all sorts of things like that. And you know, there's not a lot you can really do about it, because if you're the minority, guess who you're going to have to report it to? So you're not always going to get these things sorted, and it's kind of not really going to work in your favour a lot of the time. That's just how it is, and I'll get into that. Also, this isn't just a race thing, but in dance school you see the same people every day. So if you want to make new friends that don't do dance, you can't do that, because there's no ACS, there's no religious group, there's no music group, there's nothing like that where you can go and meet new people outside of your career. You can't do that. So that's another hard thing. This is also isolation and gaslighting. You do get gaslighted a lot, and I will go into that now. You do get gaslighted a lot. So for example, in one of my dance schools, I was a victim of racial abuse. I didn't want to deal with it the way I would usually deal with it. So I went to the teachers and I said to them, whatever, this, that and the other happened. They said to me, are you sure she didn't mean it that way? I don't think she meant it that way. That's gaslighting. You cannot call somebody the N-word and try and tell me that they didn't mean it that way. What other way are they supposed to mean it if they're Caucasian? Do you know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense. So that's the kind of gaslighting that you will receive. And also, if you do confront the person, they will be made out to be the victim, because you'll be seen as the aggressor, even if they did call you the N-word. And that actually did happen to me. So that's the kind of stuff that you have to deal with. You do have to deal with people saying the N-word in your presence a lot when they're not a person of colour. Well, they're not black, because if you're not black, you can't say it. It's actually it's just very, very frustrating. It's very frustrating. Another form of gaslighting that you will receive, if you have an issue with something and you express that issue, especially when it's something that's been unfairly done to you, they'll always have an answer. Even if that answer doesn't make sense, they'll always have an answer. So they'll just waffle and they'll just say, oh yeah, but this, that and the other. And it's like, well, that's not even what I asked you, and that's not what I complained about. But you're just like, they don't, that's what they're going to give you, because in their eyes, they've given you an answer and they've given you a solution. And even though it's not a solution, you just have to take it. It happens all the time. And the thing is, the reason why it's hard is because when you're a young dancer and you actually love dancing, you actually want to make it your career, you're not going to push buttons, because that could ruin your career. So you literally just have to just take things, or you feel like you have to take these things. And I don't know, because I don't even know how it is, like, if you to really take a racial issue that far in the dance industry, I don't know how it would be taken at all. But yeah, I have an example for you. This is not really gaslighting, but this is just being unfairly treated as a person of colour. So one time I got injured in someone's class, and I had to go physio. My physio gave me a note to be off dancing for a certain amount of time, and I had a note. I gave the note to the teacher, and I injured myself in that teacher's class anyway, but I had to give that teacher the note because they were in charge of those things anyway. So that teacher knew. I sat out for maybe half the time, my physio said, and I got called into that teacher's office, and that teacher said to me, oh, if you don't start dancing again, we're gonna have to kick you out or defer you. And I was kind of like, wait, why? Because I have a note here saying that I shouldn't be dancing for this amount of time, and that time is not up yet. So where are you getting this idea from? Where are you getting it from? And guess what I had to do? I had to start dancing again. And it took me like 6 months to actually recover from the injury, because I didn't rest enough. I didn't rest the time that my physio gave me. And the thing that really got me was that other Caucasian people that were injured for way longer than me, and that were still injured when I had to carry on dancing, they were allowed to stay. They were allowed to stay. They didn't get threatened to get kicked out. So these are the things that you have to deal with, you know. Also with people of colour that are women, I feel like we have to suck a lot of things up. We're just kind of treated like robots. If we're sad about something, if we're struggling mentally with something, we're not allowed to struggle mentally about anything. We're just we're literally robots to them, and you just have to suck it up. And that's it. That's the only way I can put it. Like, you have to have super healing, you have to have super mental health, you have to have amazing memory. You just have to be perfect. And you know what? Nobody's perfect. So then that becomes a problem. So this is another thing that kind of gets on my nerves. When you're also a person of colour and you're a teacher, this is another thing. A teacher that is a person of colour has some sort of power, yeah? Why do you, and this is not all of them do it, but some of them do it. But if you're a teacher, you're in a position of power. You have the power to treat another person of colour that is your student equally. Because if I was to go to a class and the teacher was Caucasian, I'm probably not going to get treated as an equal. And 9 times out of 10, I'm not treated like an equal, yeah? So you have the power to treat me like an equal because you are the teacher. So why don't you? Why do you feel like you have to teach me a lesson, and that lesson is, oh, it's going to be hard and this is how they're going to treat you when you go into the real world? I know that because the other teachers teach me that, and the other teachers show me that. You don't have to do that because you're just making my experience even worse. So I just feel like if you're a person of colour and you're a teacher, why don't you just treat your student as an equal? Because you can. And you're actually doing the person a favour. You're building up their confidence. Because when you do, like, when you're a woman of colour in dance school, I hate that term because I'm talking about my race, but, you know, got to be politically correct. I have money for legal fees. But when you are a woman of colour, it's draining because you always have some sort of anxiety going into a certain class, because you know either this is going to happen, or you're going to get treated this way, or you're going to get looked at this way, or it's a lot of anxiety. And other people don't get it. And the thing is, when you tell other people, they actually think you're exaggerating, or they will say you're exaggerating, or you're being paranoid. That's not what it is. It's not what it is. We're not paranoid. We just see the difference to when we're in a place where you're not the minority and when you're in a place where you are the minority. That's the difference, and that's when we can tell. That's what I had to deal with all the time. If there is a lot more black people, it's not so much racism, it's more ignorance. That ignorance hasn't left the building. There's ignorance everywhere. People of colour are always a minority in that school. Always, 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 always. This is one thing that really gets on my nerves that I experience so much, alright? Because it's more about audacity and disrespect, yeah? This is the appropriation of culture. When they hire a teacher that is not from either Jamaica, West, South, or East Africa to come and teach dancehall or Afrobeats. Why do you do that? Why can't you get a teacher from Jamaica to teach dancehall? Why can't you get a teacher from either South, East, or West Africa to teach Afrobeats? Why did you get a Caucasian person? Because they don't know what they're doing. Because they only went to like 2 classes, and they probably, or maybe they watched 1-2 videos, and that's why they think they can teach it. Because, I don't know, you wouldn't do that with ballet, would you? I mean, nobody would let you anyway, because you have to either be a ballerina, or you have to have danced it for 20 years or 10 years or something like that. Just a long time really, because I don't know the specific years, yeah. So when it comes to these styles, do you think it's easier Or do you think it doesn't take that much work, that's why you think you can teach it? That's really disrespectful, because it's called appropriating our culture. And the thing is that you are appropriating my culture in my face. And it's like, do you not think that's rude or disrespectful? Do you not think... I don't know. I don't really get it, because I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I think that's so rude. And I'm offended every time. Or you say ignorant comments about the song that may be from the particular culture. Moving on. Be prepared for ignorant comments. You'll get ignorant comments all the time about your hair. About, ignorant comments about your hair. You know, is that your real hair? Microaggressions. I mean, it's endless. When you do shows and stuff, it will always be hairstyles. Most of the time, it will always be hairstyles that you can't do. This doesn't really happen so much at the one that I currently am in, because there's more people of colour. But before, oh my gosh, the hairstyles will always... This is it. This is another one that is just really like... kind of messes with your mental health and like your self-worth and your self-esteem and all this. Like, you will always second guess yourself, because you won't ever get the credit that you deserve. You're kind of treated like you're not as good as you actually are. So you have to really know who you are and what you can do and how good you are, because even if you are amazing, you'll get told that you're really good even though you're amazing. But then the person that's really good will get told they're amazing. And yes, you know, you'll get some praise, but it won't be the praise that you deserve. You'll get like a starter of praise, and then the Caucasian person will get a 5-course meal of praise. That's how it is. Another thing is, you can't be outspoken and you can't be quiet, because if you're outspoken, they think you're loud, or they'll say you're loud. If you're quiet, they'll think you're rude and stuck up. So, you know, you can't really win. You can't be in the middle, because, you know, it's at the end of each spectrum. They don't let you be in the middle. They don't let you be in the middle. You're either, like, trust me, you're either rude or you have an attitude if you don't speak as much. Or if you're outspoken, you're loud and ratchet. That's kind of how they see it. There's no middle ground. You either have to be one or the other. I was always the quiet one, because when I was outspoken, it's too much. So I ended up just being the quiet one. And people think that I'm rude and that I don't like them and that I'm you know... But you can't win. You just have to pick one. You have to pick one, because they just pick it for you anyway. So this video isn't even details, because I don't have the money for legal fees. So when I do, I'll probably come back with details, because the details are very wow. This is not even just my experience. This is other people's experience, my other friends' experiences. Oh yeah, let me not even forget about this one. Yeah, let me not forget about this one. Body shape. Oh my gosh, body shape. As a person of colour, we always get stereotyped into styles like hip-hop. And that's it. Oh, I'm hungry. That's it, you know. That's it, hip-hop. They don't assume that you can be good at ballet or jazz. I'm not good at ballet, but I'm good at jazz. And there's other people that were really good at ballet. But, you know... They're always overlooked. And they were even one of the best in the class, but they're always overlooked. And it's like, you're always, you know, they just think hip hop for you. You know, that's the only thing they see from you. That's the only thing that they think that they're gonna get from you. Body type as well. That's another reason why they stereotype you into hip hop, because, you know, our thighs are too big, our bums are too big and all this. That's why they stereotype you into hip hop. And it's true, because I did an essay on it. And I found evidence. There's a lot of evidence about it. So, they just won't get to even know who you are. They will just put you in a box and like be like, yeah. But anyway, that's it. Like I said, if I get money for legal fees, I'll go in detail. I hope this helps someone that wants to go to dance school, because it is hard, but don't let this put you off. It might, but you know, this is just how it is. It's good to be prepared, because you will be disappointed but not surprised. Do you know what I mean? It's better to be disappointed and not surprised than to be surprised and disappointed and shocked and all them other things, because that's just a lot of emotions. So, you know, you might as well just be prepared and know what you're getting yourself into, because it isn't easy, and it's not, well, it's a long time, I can't lie. It's a few years, I can't lie. Oh yeah, and if someone did something to you, it's always your fault anyway. That's one thing I just wanted to add. But yeah, it is nice to be prepared, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget, I will be back with details once my money goes up and I have money for legal fees, because I feel like it is something that I really want to talk about, because it's not something that I want to sugarcoat. But I don't have money for legal fees, so I have to be financially there for my legal fees. But anyways, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna stop talking now. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share, and hit the notification button. And see you guys in my next video. Yeah, oh, don't forget, if the shoe fits, wear it, because I didn't say no names, and this is not just my experience. So maybe this can teach you that you are maybe racist or ignorant. But you know, and don't forget, not all black folk are kinfolk. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go now. So yeah, bye.